Welcome to Marvelicious Toys. We bring you news and reviews of Marvel toys, statues, and more. Because not all Marvel collections can be bagged and boarded. They're not just toys, they're Marvelicious.
Civil War came out this past weekend.
Oh, yes.
And my God, did it make money. I was just... Deadpool was my barometer of success, and admittedly, it cost like nothing to make and made oodles and oodles of money, but in a week, Captain America's almost caught up.
Yeah, it's, I think, 5th biggest opening ever is what they're saying.
And Marvel is now 4 of the top 6 openings ever.
Nice.
So did you see it? Were you one of the people who put the money in the till?
I put quite a bit of money in it. I've only seen it once. The only showing I could get to on the Thursday night preview was an IMAX, or not even IMAX. It was 3D, so it, an extra charge for all that, and everybody in the family wanted to go. So like $75 later, we're at the concession stand to spend another $40.
So you had to take out like a small loan. That's usually what happens when like my dad takes us all to the movie.
Jeez. But guess what? At 2.5 hours, it was worth my money.
I think as good as it was going to be worth even $75. Now, Marjorie and I have each seen it 3 times.
Well, together, I mean,
yes.
It's not like I went without you yet.
Yet.
If someone called and said, "Hey, you want to see Civil War?" I'd be like, "Totally."
We're already planning a 4th outing.
I'm planning a second, so I'm down to go again.
Well, and notice this show's coming out Wednesday. We're recording it Monday. That means Marjorie and I saw it 3 times in the 3.5 days it was released.
We did skip Friday. We saw it Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's quite a time commitment.
It really is. It's astounding. Plus, because 2 of those were in IMAX, we don't have an IMAX in our town. It was about 7 hours of driving to the movie and from the movie.
Not to mention that's just the runtime. Like once you get into the theater and sat down, there's another 20 minutes, a half hour before the movie even starts.
15 minutes, we timed it.
And then it's a Marvel movie, so you got to stay through the credits.
Yes,
indeed. So, favorite character? I mean, there's so many in there.
Favorite newcomer? I really, really like what they did with Black Panther.
He was awesome.
Awesome. Definitely. But then again, Ant-Man, man, he really came and shined. Shone.
He was so much better here than he was alone. And I liked the Ant-Man movie. I didn't love it, but I liked it. But as part of a team, oh boy.
It's where he belongs.
Spider-Man. Best Spider-Man on screen yet? I think so.
I agree. I think that kid really was great, and he was fun. He brought fun back to Spider-Man.
I can agree with that, but at the same time, I'm not ready to call him best Spider-Man yet, just because he kind of gets the advantage of a little bit goes a long way. The other guys have had 2 and 3 movies where it's like, kind of get a chance to get sick of them. This guy was, just enough to keep you wanting more.
Here's why I'm proclaiming him the best. And admittedly, he's got to have a solo movie to keep it up. I thought Tobey Maguire was an awesome Peter Parker. Just perfect Peter Parker, right? But his voice and such just didn't gel for me as Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man moved right because he was mostly CGI, but the quips, the lines, the voice, it felt like Peter Parker in a mask. It never felt like he became Spider-Man. And Andrew Garfield, loved his Spider-Man. His Peter Parker was a little bit douchey.
Yeah, I can see that.
And this kid pulls off both Peter Parker and Spider-Man well.
I definitely agree with that.
Since I like both halves, that's why I say he's the best.
What I was surprised by is, just the previews made him look like he was going to be just kind of an over-the-top smartass. But when you see the movie, you realize that's not what they're doing with the character. Yeah, he's a smartass, but he's also really jazzed to be doing what he's doing.
It's more enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Did you come out Team Cap or Team Iron Man? I mean, everyone knows Marjorie went in Team Cap, and I went in Team Iron Man. Justin, not to be rude, I can't remember. Which side were you on?
He's on your side.
Yeah, I went in Team Iron Man, and about, halfway through, I started kind of feeling a little more Team Cap. But by the end, you know what? I walked out pretty solidly on Tony's side again.
I hope you guys enjoy the police scanning your cell phone when you drive by it.
I went in Team Iron Man because I liked Iron Man better. I walked out going, Team, I kind of can see both sides of what you're saying here.
So what you're saying is you guys are incapable of making a decision.
No,
Got
you made
it.
a decision, and I can't.
Right.
I like them both.
I think the problem is that they were presented with a conundrum. You know, there was no good answer on either side. Neither one was 100% right and 100% wrong.
Agreed.
You kind of have to see it from everybody's angle. And that's what this movie does a great job of, is giving everybody's perspective on it. But man, the fact that this is still Captain America with air quotes is awesome, because this was just as much an Iron Man 4 as it was Avengers 3. This was an incredible movie to be getting in a year where it should have just been, you know, Captain America 3.
But yet it followed up so many of the plot threads from Winter Soldier. Like, so much from Winter Soldier was right here. It is truly a sequel to Winter Soldier with just a whole lot of people coming along. But Crossbones, Justin, you are such a Crossbones fan. How'd you feel about his minor role here?
A little bit torn. You know, I mean, I understand that they can't take every villain from Cap's comic book days and give them their own movie. I like that they gave him a spotlight for a moment and still kept him real world, so I could believe that this guy might actually exist. But, you know, I mean, he kind of came and went really quickly, and I feel like he should have gotten a little bit more of a bad guy moment. But I don't know. In the end, I'm glad that we have an on-screen depiction of Crossbones.
And he was badass. I mean, he was this film's Batroc the Leaper, but he was badass.
Yeah, he got pushed out way too quick, in my opinion.
Right. I just don't know how you would keep him around for much, much longer than that.
Other than, like, turning him into Bane and making him yet again a henchman, like he was working for Zemo or something.
Yeah, I mean, he was basically the beginning of the movie MacGuffin. They should have just called him Crossbones MacGuffin.
Well, that is his last name, you know. If you pick up the complete guide to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he's under M.
No, but what I did enjoy is, speaking of, you know, just picking Cap villains from the past and putting them in the realistic universe, we didn't get Baron Zemo, but we got Zemo.
The least impactful of all the villains because of what his plot was, but yet, despite not being a true nemesis that they're going to engage in a boss battle with, I think I love his plan. And yeah, he drove the plot along very nicely. And I was looking for holes in his plot, and it's convoluted, and it's one of those, like, he could almost see the future the way he's manipulating everything, but he did pull off what he was trying to do.
Right, and this movie doesn't need a big bad villain, like you said, with a hero boss fight at the end, because that's not the idea. It's called Civil War, for God's sake. So, I mean, it's good versus good. You don't need the big baddie. And I think that was a good character to kind of continue the storyline through and get us to where we needed to be.
But to Crossbones for a second again, there were so many toys. Mini-Mate. How many Funko Pops and Dorbs are there with the half mask, with the whole mask, with the no mask?
No Hasbro stuff, though. That's kind of where I always, you know, draw the line. But yeah, there's a lot of Pop stuff and a lot of Mini-Mate stuff. And hey, you know, I mean, he's going to have a mask on for a little bit, and it's going to get, and it didn't really get broken like the toys are suggesting, did it?
No,
it just kind of came off and went off to the side. So I don't know where that whole, like, broken and you can see an eye through it thing came from, but a couple manufacturers carried that through.
No, we didn't get a Crossbones figure. We got a Nuke, which we'll be talking about, but no Crossbones.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that character's arc finish up, I guess. You know, we saw his creation at the end of Winter Soldier, and here he is at the beginning of the movie causing chaos in a part of the world where you're not really sure what's going on.
But that's why I don't think it's an Avengers film, is because it is bringing back so many of those Captain America threads, and really, the story is Captain America's and Iron Man's. I mean, it really could be Iron Man 4, except I'm sure there's a contract in place somewhere where they'd rather have him guest starring in one film versus starring in another.
Right. And, you know, to be honest with you, like, to casual fans who, you know, don't go see every Marvel movie, they could almost just see Winter Soldier and then this movie and have a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Oh, totally.
Oh, I feel bad for anyone who hasn't seen the previous Marvel movies, because Ant-Man showing up, you're like, who? And with all the different people, Vision, Scarlet Witch, if you knew the comics, you could jump right in. If you've seen the previous movies, you could jump right in. But if you've just been like, I've heard about this Marvel thing, it's quite a phenomenon that I've skipped out on the entire 12 movies, but I'm going to go see this one. Good luck.
I mean, I guess there's fans in between. Like, I'll take my son Tyler, for example. He likes these Marvel movies. He just never got around to seeing Ant-Man. So he wasn't terribly lost by anything in this movie, having not seen that one, you know?
True. I feel like it's like a Marvel Comics crossover where, sure, you can just read the 8 issues of the core title and you're kind of going to get the gist of what's happening. But there's 121 other tie-in comics that the more you read, the more enriched it becomes. And that goes down even to Daredevil the series and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I had a little bit of like a moment in there. Like, am I missing anything from not having seen all of the S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes here? I felt like there might have been a little bit of something going on there, or even Peggy Carter. Never saw any of that.
Well, I'm just going to take a moment right now, though, and say that this month, our bonus video review for our Podbean backers is going to be us talking Civil War for at least a half an hour, going through the toys, the scenes, the fights, the biceps.
The gun show, yes, the biceps. I'm sorry, I think we have to talk about those for just like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Because we're going to say that when we saw this, everyone in the theater just had this like, whoa, kind of moment. And someone, I posted a picture of it on my Facebook page, and someone even posted, I had to really question some of my feelings I was having myself when I saw this.
I just felt inadequate. That was my only feeling, was of utter inadequacy. Like, oh my God, that's not CGI.
Yeah, he's quite the specimen.
Yes, he is, isn't he?
As the Apple Store employee said. And he didn't even have these guns in that film.
No, he didn't. These are new guns.
Yeah, it's crazy how some of these guys bulk up and then go back to normal. Like Chris Hemsworth does it too. Like in some movies, he's just jacked. In other movies, it's like, oh, he's just regular. Well, not regular.
Well, we just saw Chris Evans in January in New Orleans, and he was not like this. His guns were nowhere near this. I wouldn't even call them guns then. They were just arms.
Jeez. Interesting. I wonder if some of it was CGI.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
We've looked it up. And he went on Good Morning America, and they asked, was that CGI? He's like, no, I just worked out a lot.
But yeah, those are impressive guns.
But we're going to talk about probably those some more, as well as
Bucky.
The love triangle between Falcon, Bucky, and Cap.
Yeah.
And so much more. And again, in addition to those weird topics, the action, the scenes, all the characters, the alliances, the twists, in a spoiler-filled review that you can only hear if you're one of our Podbean backers for $10 or more. Yes, our bonus videos, we switched around our reward levels. They're now just the $10 reward. If you can support our show, $10 a month, we're really fighting to bring back the full video podcasts every time. And we're hoping that we can get some more video editors and just compensate our staff for the endless hours they put in editing photos, editing videos, all of it. So you can find the details on how to support us and get that review this month at marvelicioustoys.com/support. And again, thank you to all of our current Podbean backers. Last month's video was really something. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching this video. You can see full episodes of Marvelicious Toys with more collecting news and reviews at marvelicioustoys.com. We also have thousands of toy and collectible photos in our photo gallery. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, make mine Marvelicious.